Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm Jody Hand. I am Mrs. Hand Painted, and today I wanted to practice some feathers so that I could try out this new brush that I just got yesterday. It's a Princeton Select Artiste brush, and it is a 1/4" Filbert grainer. And grainers you can use to make grass, fur textures, so I want to go ahead and try this out on feather. I'm going to also use, I think I'll use this Princeton Velvetouch round 6. I might grab a couple other of my brushes. So, and I just have some leftover paint on my palette here. I'll use some of that maybe, and some other colors. I also got this Phthalo Turquoise recently, so I kind of want to try that color out too. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just make the center of my feather. And the bottom is going to be wider and then taper up to the top. And I'll wet my brush. And just going out from the center here, I'm just going to do some strokes coming up. Go stop about that point there. Okay, and here's where I want to add a little bit more water to that spot, because I'm going to use that grainer to come out from that and just kind of smooth out some of my really watery spots. This paper I'm using is bee paper, and it is 100% cotton, but it sometimes absorbs the water just a little differently than, say, arches, so you do need to be careful just to make sure you don't have any pooling. I mean, it does give kind of a neat effect, but sometimes you don't really want that on your piece. Okay, so I'm going to use this grainer here and use that to get some of these little fine. Oh, that works very nicely actually. I need a little bit more paint on my brush though for that spot. And just very lightly adding. I'll go back over my feathers too, just to add a little more texture in there. And you can also turn this grainer on its side just to give yourself a nice line. Looks really nice. Okay. Alright, so that is one way to use that grainer. I'm going to go ahead and fix some of these areas that kind of bloomed out on me that I'm not very fond of. I'm just going to go back in and just smooth those edges a little bit. think I got just a little heavy with the water there in a few spots. And I actually think I want to go ahead and add a little bit of a darker blue color in here, so maybe this Prussian blue. That would, a little detail here, maybe go over my center of my feather with that as well. And just add in a little bit of the darker blue at the bottom. And here I was a bit too wet up here when I went, so now it's bleeding out. I'm not a huge fan of that, and I'm such an impatient painter sometimes that I don't wait for things to dry. I'm just going to dry this really quick before I go over another layer. I'm going to get my grainer again and that Prussian blue. And I'm going to add just a little bit of details with that blue as well. And just sweeping out from the center. I'm going to use this to do that thin line down the middle. And I'll just add in a little bit of the texture with this Prussian blue with my grainer brush. And there's a really pretty turquoise feather. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of paint splatter to this just to give it a little something else. And I'll go ahead and just splatter on top of the feather as well. And the Prussian blue, get a little bit of that turquoise as well. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice little finishing touch on there. I'm going to go ahead and dry that. Alright, there is a feather using that Princeton Select Artiste new 1/4 inch Filbert grainer brush. It works really great for adding in these little feathery details. It would also work really good for fur texture in a painting or grasses. And I think I'll definitely be using this one again. I need to get a little bit more practice using it, and hopefully you'll see it in some of my future painting tutorials.